Okay, I just did a live. I just did a live about Spiderman. And now I'm outside thinking about it. I remember playing this game, and what I didn't like about it was that the fact that they picked Negative Man. But now I'm starting to understand a little bit, because if you've played the game, he's not the main villain. He's a lead-in. And I think by the time that Negative Man is dispatched, there's so much other stuff to do and just playing around in the game that it's just okay. I just did a live.
Marvel Spider-Man.
I just did a live about Spider-Man. But now I'm outside thinking about it. The presence of Negative Man. So I remember playing this game, which is bad. What I didn't like about it was that the fact that they picked Negative
what
Man.
people are saying
But
to each other.
Now I'm starting to understand a little bit.
Spider-Man's a lot of fun.
Because if you've played the game, he's not the main villain. He's a lead-in.
I haven't given the story too much thought.
And I think by the time that Negative Man is dispatched, there's so much other stuff to do and just playing around in the game that is just, you forget about him. But I think the presence of Negative Man. What are they trying to say with this story? Peter, what
says exactly
stands out? His weapon, which is badass.
Really stands out. I think you actually have to play the game and see the cutscenes.
The fact that Peter Parker, which means what people are saying to each other, is like a poison
between the heroes and the villains.
I think all of that
to actually understand what's happening.
And through his research, he turns negative. Pointing
I went back and watched a couple.
He turns into a what they're trying to say with this story.
It really is
Dr.
about
Octopus has a boss.
They decided to make a story about work.
In Norman Osborn. Who also turns negative. Norman Osborn
I think partially is because
the main
Peter
source
Parker
of all the pollution in the story. What are they trying to say with this story?
He is not appreciated.
His research. What stands out?
Spider-Man
what really stands
out
is
things don't go well for Spider-Man.
The fact that Peter Parker has a boss. In Dr. Octopus.
And even though things never go well for Spider-Man,
and
he's always
through his
showing
research,
up
he turns negative.
The
I hate
friendly
to say
neighborhood Spider-Man.
He turns into a villain.
I think that's partially why they did that.
And Dr. Octopus has a boss. In a way. There's stuff in Norman Osborn. It makes me want to go back and look at who also turns negative. Because there's dialogue there. Norman Osborn is
the story is saying
that there's the main source of all the pollution.
Part of the story that's I think is important is the very
his research
between Peter Parker and
Dr.
Octopus.
The irony is his research is to
there's this whole segment
heal his son.
This whole part of the story, which I think is a false lead. Well, there's a false villain. Not a false villain, but it's a false trail in Negative Man.
I don't think this story is saying that the world needs a villain.
But I think Negative Man is there to
the absence
talk
of the
tone.
Kingpin creates all of this.
Or
there's stuff with it makes me want
I
to
haven't
go back and look at the villain encounter.
put the words together yet.
Because there's dialogue there.
But
what the story is saying that the Kingpin, the main
there's
boss,
this great. I want to talk about this. There's
of
this
all
great
crime
moment
organization
that makes me
is the
smile at the
Kingpin.
end of this game, where
And he goes
it's
away.
pure theater. Dr. Octopus is confronting his beneficiary, Norman Osborn. And it's everything he's always wanted to say to him. And Norman Osborn does the same thing.
I don't think this story is saying that the
he
world
tears
needs a
Dr.
villain.
Octopus up verbally.
The absence of the Kingpin
Dr.
creates all
Octopus
of
just
this.
drops him off the side of a building. And he screams, "Oh no." And Dr. Octopus leans in like, "Oh no, I just dropped him."
Marvel Spider-Man.
And it's so operatic.
The way they did it is extreme because they're heightened, they're yelling.
So,
and you see him fall.
Playing the game is fun.
And then they take a long shot of the figure of him falling.
Playing Marvel Spider-Man is a lot of fun.
From another building. So you see he goes past the line.
I haven't given the story too much.
They don't show him dying, but he fell further than the bottom of the screen. And it makes me smile. Then all of a sudden his body is thrown into the foreground and he rolls towards the camera saying Spider-Man showed up and saved them. And then you see in the far distance the little body of Peter Parker running up the side of a building. And it's so
exactly
campy
what
and
happens in the
cheesy.
story. But I think you actually have to play the game. And
what's neat about it is that it feels like theater.
The dialogue.
It's a video game. But it feels like
between the heroes
theater,
and the villains
like
of the story to actually understand
like they made a play at the Royal Opera House or something.
I went back and watched a couple
of someone dropped the body from the ceiling and he screamed no.
It really
and
is
he fell
about,
down past the stage.
They decided to make a story about work.
And then they tossed them back up on stage and rolled towards the audience. And then in the background they put a little paper mache Spider-Man running up the wall.
I think
it's really
neat. Partially is because Peter Parker is not appreciated. Spider-Man is known for having a hard time. After that part, I think things don't go well for Spider-Man. I think is the point of the whole story, where they focus on, and even though the relationship never between Peter Parker Spider-Man and Dr. Octopus, he's always showing up as the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is broken at this point. I think that's partially why they did that. And he wants the devil's breath.